Hey everybody, Tekking here. This is the follow-up for the college Q&A video I did on Monday where I asked you guys to send in any questions that you had pertaining to college or college life or anything like that. Here today assisting me is my friend Kasey.
Hi.
Who is also in college. So I'm just going to repeat what we're doing right now, like what our credentials are, so to speak, and then we'll go into the questions. You guys sent a crap ton. We got like over 150. So we're not going to probably get to all of them, and some are bound to repeat. We're going to just go at the bottom of the list, then jump to the top. I want to get like a little bit from everywhere. I just don't want to read from the bottom and then just stop like a third of the way up. But we're going to read through some of them. Okay, so as I said in the Q&A video, I am in technically my 4th year of college, but I started college in 2011. That's when I graduated high school. I spent 2 years in a community college here in the town where I live in, and then I took a year off. I got my associate's degree, and then I took a year off, and then I ended up in the small little Catholic university I'm at right now. It's a private school, and I've been there. I just finished up my 3rd semester, and I'm majoring in communications. I don't have a declared minor. I'm planning on going for history, but that's pretty much everything I have going on. What about you?
I also went to the same community college for one year. Then I went to the college that I'm going to right now. Took a year off at the same year you did. And then I went back and declared my major as dietetics, which is a little bit more science-based.
I just said nutrition because I didn't really know what the technical term was.
There's a little bit different.
And your minor, I said business management. Did I get that right?
Business administration.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Something
That's,
business.
Yeah.
All right. So there's some questions on here too about like just high school. We'll answer as much as we can. All right. Where to start? Okay. How many AP classes did you take in high school? Do you plan on getting your master's? First off, I don't plan on getting my master's. I've spent enough money on this so far. I'm getting my bachelor's. I have a year left of school, and I'm not planning on getting my master's. As for AP classes, I took 2, I think, in high school. I took an AP English class, and that got called. I guess what you mean is AP, like classes that carry over to college credits. I had an English class that did that, and a psychology class that did that, but that was it.
I took Psych and Soc. I took AP English, AP History, and then there was a computer class, but it didn't transfer.
Was that with Dr. K?
In Spanish.
Oh God, no Spanish.
No, it wasn't,
no,
it wasn't
hable
AP.
español.
It wasn't AP. It just transferred, but it didn't actually help me out when I had to take my Spanish.
Did you take all 4 years of that?
No, only 2 or 3.
That's weird that it was be AP because I thought it went like Spanish. It was Spanish 1 through 4 and then AP Spanish.
It wasn't AP.
Oh.
You could take the first 2 years and then you could take that as like a college credit, but it didn't help. I still had to take Spanish 101.
Yeah. Not everything transfers. Let that be one lesson to you. Okay, you take a lot of classes maybe at one school and you're planning on transferring somewhere else. Not everything transfers, and in my case, I was lucky. Most of the stuff I did transfer. But
it is kind of worth it because it only was like $90. Whereas if you went to actual college, it would cost more than that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of worth it.
But I mean, it feels kind of weird when you like take a class and then it's like, oh, this class doesn't transfer. It's like, why did I even bother taking the class? Like I think there was like a 64 credit limit at St. Francis and only the 64 credit limit, and I had 67 credits. So there was 1 or I guess 2, depending on how you split it up, classes that I didn't even need to take. And that kind of feels weird, but whatever. I just write that off as that biology class that I didn't do too well in.
I have at least 20 to 30 credits that just didn't transfer from college to college or from high school to that college.
Jonathan Chavez says, in college, how much freedom do you have when choosing your classes? Okay, well, you have, whenever you declare a major, you have a set number of classes you need to finish for that major. Like I'm going for a bachelor's in communication. I already have classes that I absolutely need to take in order to get my bachelor's. And beyond that, though, you can take any class you want, even if it's not in my major. I can take a class in, I don't know, psychology, even though I'm not majoring in that. I could if I really wanted to and I wanted to pay for it. It's college. It's your money. You can take whatever classes you want.
Well, yeah, they'll give you a sheet in your freshman year. But the problem is that
I didn't get a fucking sheet.
You get a sheet and it should tell you like you need this many in like the science category if you have to take sciences. It'll tell you need to take this many for your major, this many free electives, this many of like there's like world and like I don't know. There's a bunch of weird things.
Basically, when you're starting like a straight up just a 4-year traditional university, you got to take general education. You got to take your gen eds. You have to take electives. At SFU, you have to take these like keystone presentation things. Like they're just like special once a year things you have to take. I don't know, but. At the end of the day, you're paying for it, so you can take whatever classes you want.
Be careful.
Be careful with this, though, because you have to make sure that you're not taking more credits a semester than you can handle. Like 18 or something. That would be crazy if someone did that.
My grades came in today. I'm not checking.
You haven't checked them
I
yet?
had an okay day. I don't want to ruin it.
Okay, all right. How should one decide on his or her minor? Is a minor necessary? A minor is not necessary. I was planning on just going through my entire college career without declaring one. It's only recently that I decided I wanted to do I was considering one in history, but you don't need one.
It can help you. The head of my department tried to make me take a Spanish minor, and I thought that was bullshit. So I went against her. I got a new advisor, and I changed my minor to business administration because I figure if dietetics doesn't work out for me, I'll have something.
It works as a good backup plan, which considering my major is communication and digital media, I should probably have a backup plan too, although history is probably not the best alternative for that.
And I'm not sure if I want to work in a clinical setting, so that kind of might help me a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just gotten to the point where it's been 5 years next year since I started this whole game, and I really just want to be done with it. And the idea of declaring a minor and having a whole other set of classes, it's the same thing with your major. You have set numbers of classes you have to finish in order to get your minor, whatever you're going to do. Just the idea of taking more than a year there is just, it's making, I already took a lot of history classes, so I might already be good, but I just don't want to start that road again. I kind of just want to start with my life. Then as soon as my life starts, I'll be like,
get done with that Dollar Tree business.
Get done with the Dollar Tree business. I like Dollar Tree.
I need it.
Okay, is college as hard as people make it out to be? It's not like the worst experience ever. Just in general, I guess.
If
what
you
do
hate
mean?
high school and feeling confined, then you will love college.
Yeah, way more freedom in college.
Way more freedom, more cultural diversity, more freedom to choose what you want to do.
Like seriously, if you compare a public school setting
Their dress code
to a prison, it's like dead on. It's like a building that's owned by the state, and you go in and they feed you what food they feed you, and you're not allowed to leave, even if you want to leave. I'm just saying, very similar to a prison. But you get to college, you can
skip the class if you want.
You can, and I don't know if that's going to be a question, but that's something you can do if you don't want to go to. One of the craziest things that happened was when you get to college, you don't have to ask to go to the bathroom anymore. Like, can I have the bathroom class, please, Mr. Ziak?
I still don't go. I still don't go.
No. It's great for me because I'll just be sitting in class like, yeah, I'm not feeling this today. I'm just going to get up and walk out for like 5 minutes.
Sneak out the back.
No, I don't even sneak out the back. Someone just walk out. They don't say anything.
I have a habit of sitting in the front.
Yeah, most professors, I do too usually. Most professors are usually pretty cool with it. They'll say like, even if you get a cell phone, you have a cell phone call in the middle of class, I don't care if it's something important, just walk out and take it and then come back in. They're usually pretty chill with it. But yeah. I like this question. Okay, Kilakazi. Hello, Tekking. My question to you is, does college look similar to what is shown in American movies? Like, parties, red cups with beer in it, lockers, the main halls.
Lockers?
We have lockers at St. Francis.
No, not in mine. Yes, there are plenty of red cups at mine.
I know you can't. You go to a party school. That's why you go to a very heavy party school.
I do not party.
Of course, that's what you say. Of course, I don't. I know you can't speak on behalf of every college, so just tell me, how does it look in yours? Greeting from Poland. Poland. Well, my college is a private institution. It's a lot bigger than like the community college I went to, but it's not as big as her campus. And there are parties there. We have fraternities and sororities and all that. But I've never heard of like any big, huge parties getting out of hand at St. Francis.
It depends where you go,
because I've heard crazy stories from your school. But
my school is a lot of like plain brick buildings, and they're all just kind of the same. They'll tell you which building is like. There's a science building. There's like a history building, things like that. You also,
something else is like do you have those classrooms that are like big auditorium size?
Yeah,
we don't have anything.
Well, those are a lot of science buildings.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that's what I thought. Like when I was growing up and watching movies and stuff, that's what I thought college was going to be like. These big auditorium style classrooms. I just assumed every classroom was like that.
Some of them will be like your high school classroom, where there'll be
most of them will be.
And like
whiteboard. Chalkboards got phased out.
Tell you what, though, the desks get smaller and smaller.
They do, which is
I had
weird.
one this big this year.
Oh, they do, and I'll tell you why they do. Because you don't do as much work in classes. That's something to bring up.
Bullshit. I bring my laptop, and I had this much room, and then he told us to pull out our notebooks, and I'm back here like...
That's a good comparison to bring up, though. Like, in high school, you'll have, like, a 50-minute hour class, and the teacher might be... Usually the teacher's going to go up there, teach the lesson, and then give you out worksheets or, like, ask you to do whatever.
Or tell you to print it out.
Print it out or do something in the book. That's high school. In college, it's lectures. You go in there, they give you a lecture. At the end of class, they might give you a handout or something if that's just what they want to do. But you're not going to do pretty much any work in class in terms of just filling out little, like the teacher just shuts up for 20 minutes while you write.
Isn't it that for every
hour this bullshit
hour
claim.
Every hour
you spend in class, it's like
3 to 4 hours studying.
I thought it was just 2, and I still think that's bullshit.
Well, I think it depends on the class, too. Like, if it's your general credits, that's busy work.
Yeah.
But if it's like something harder, then you need to study.
If they tell you that, don't listen to that. It's fine. I mean, I'm not saying just don't study at all, but the whole, like...
If you want on that dean's list, you gotta work for it.
I got on the dean's list. I worked really hard to get where I am today.
Don't make me start crying.
I got on the dean's list at Penn Highlands. I don't know if I got on the dean's list. I haven't got it on there at St. Francis yet. All right. Oh, this is a good question for you. Sleeping Dragon. How much are English isn't this person's first language, probably. How much are the expensive for dorm living apartments, and how much time does it take to get a class set up for your major and minor?
Okay, the first one,
well,
that depends on the college, first off.
It does.
I go to a state-owned institution.
Institution
is what it's called.
It's like an asylum.
However, the one that I go to is one of the cheaper ones in our state, Pennsylvania. And I know that if you were going there out of state, it would cost more. But if you live in state, it'll cost less. However,
is it cool if I just tell them what school you're going to? I don't think.
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead.
It's called not IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It's in Pennsylvania.
Indiana County, Pennsylvania, which has a city named Indiana, which is not where the college is.
Yeah, it's not. But it depends what college you're going to. I know for mine, dorm living was more expensive than the apartment that I was living in, but it also depends on the apartments that you're living in, because I know my brother goes to a branch of Penn State. He's paying like $800 a month.
Does he go to the Altoona one?
He goes to the Altoona one. The one apartment that I lived in, they allowed me and my roommate to split it halfway, so it was only like $350 a month.
So the apartment
plus food.
The apartment thing, it was an apartment, but it was still through the college.
No,
okay.
Not mine. His is, though, I think.
Okay, yeah, some do that.
It depends how close you want to be. Like, I brought my car with me, and I was able to drive.
Sometimes, even if you get, like, there are apartment complexes that have deals with the college, and you actually have to go through them to get housing there, even though it's off campus.
Depends if you're allowed to bring your car, how far away you're okay with living.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be able to walk, it's going to cost a lot more. But the dorm living,
there's a rule.
Very expensive because they force you to get the food plan.
The food plans, the dining plans. I don't think someone asked questions about that.
Thousands of dollars.
The dining plan
semester.
is bullshit. I get to avoid that because I'm a commuter. But when you are living on campus, aside from like you're living there, so they're responsible for you. So you usually have to get like insurance and everything signed over. Also, dining plans, where you have to pay. How much did you have to pay? Because I never had to deal with this before.
I want to say the meal plan itself was at least $1,000 to $1,500,
yes.
And that would mean you could get maybe 2 or 3 meals a day. I can't remember how many it was, but then there's other things where they'll say like you could put some money on you'll have like a student ID card,
we have that
and
too.
that'll be called like Flex or something. But that's a lot of money. Like my parents would not pour any money into that. They were like, you get those.
And I'm just going to assume that you didn't eat like the maximum amount of meals every single day.
No. Also, with dorm living, check out to see what kind of dorm living it is, because if it's actual dorm living and you're not comfortable with that, you're probably not going to want to do that. You're going to want to do it in an apartment.
The idea of living in a dorm sounds, because I know the dorms at St. Francis are really tiny, like smaller than my freaking laundry room.
Well, mine was probably like this couch, maybe. I don't know.
When I'm done for the day, I just want to kind of relax in my room and just shut my door and just zone out. The idea of going back to this tiny little room where my roommate is there playing video games or something and just sitting in my bunk bed, just staring at the wall while this guy's doing whatever he wants to do, it makes me feel... I wouldn't be able to relax.
I spent one semester living with a girl that I had not met beforehand.
The sassy black girl?
No, she was wonderful.
Okay.
This girl's name, started with a J, I'm not going to say it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I had never met her before. We were living in a traditional dorm, although it wasn't 100% traditional. We lived next to each other in our beds, but we had like a bathroom. She would bring her boyfriend.
Did you have like a joined bathroom between the rooms, or did you have your own personal one?
Our own personal one.
Okay, that's not even guaranteed with the dorms. Sometimes
No.
you'll have 2 dorms on either side, and they'll have like locked doors, and then the bathroom will be shared.
She would
in the
bring
middle.
her boyfriend in and shower with him, and it was just really awkward. It ended up just blowing up, and then I lived with the other girl.
This is college life.
I lived with the other girl, and then I moved to a different dorm where it was just like the same thing, but they had a wall in between us, so it was a lot more.
Yeah.
Alone
but
time.
Don't expect them to be, and usually freshmen get screwed over. You're going to have the really crappy dorms. I've been to the dorms that freshmen get, and my friend Lindsay was a senior. She had something that was similar to more of an apartment building, an actual apartment, not quite as big, but she had a living room space and her own little bathroom, which was a decent size, and like a little kitchen area. So it was a really nice dorm. Still a little bit too cramped for me to live in.
Well,
I don't
ended
know.
up paying like half the semester in that one dorm, and then moving up and paying more, like another like $1,000.
Are you allowed to have a toaster?
Yeah.
This goes to my videos.
You can't.
Did you see the toast videos? That's why he asked that.
Oh, yes, you can have a toaster.
Yeah, you can have a toaster.
They provided a microwave, but you can't have like candles. You can't have. I think it was like
Yeah,
toaster ovens. You can't have those.
There's rules for that, yeah.
Certainly.
Pretty much get used to like the whole idea like college students eat nothing but ramen. That's not far off because you're not allowed to bring like an oven and make actual food into your dorm. So you have to live off microwavable food or whatever the dining hall is doing. Or whatever you can find on campus, or maybe there's a place to eat off campus. You live in, it's a kind of a city where you are, like there's a Subway and stuff, I guess you could eat at.
Oh, there's plenty of things that I can eat. Yeah, like Taco Bell.
We're out in the middle of the mountains, so it's like the weirdest place to put a university. It's like you'll drive in nothing but farmland, and then there's a big university out of nowhere, and then just nothing but farmland.
Yeah, we have like 3 grocery stores.
Yeah, you're good to go. We have one too. It's called Smith Myers. It's like this little tiny country store. It's like
yeah.
one gas pump. It's kind of cute.
Giant Eagle.
Is it good just to go for a bachelor's degree or spend 2 extra years for a master's? Okay, well, 2 extra years depends on your master's there, buddy. How big would the difference be in your future? I mean, you got to look at your major, look at the possible career paths, and see if a master's is worth it. For your major, I would say a master's would be maybe worth it.
I think it's by like 2020, it is, you need to have your master's.
Yeah,
so
we're cutting it kind of close there, but with you, I would say master's would be good for your profession. My digital media, I don't know if my master's would really be that big of a deal for what I'm going for.
Depends. I'm going to do it just because.
But just 2 years doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna. I mean, you depends on what you're doing, but.
2 years might not be 2 years if you're working.
Yeah, like remember this too. Like you're the one paying for it, so it's not as simple as just like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, then you're done. I took a year off to figure out stuff. They don't care as long as you're not getting the degree until you finish the classes. It takes you 5, 10, 15 years, whatever. It's whenever you finish they give you the degree.
Well, and
it's not like high school where they have to push you through the grades.
With the masters too, if you're doing like I'm only saying this because my mom is a nurse. I know that certain places such as like medical, clinical settings, whatever, I know that sometimes if you start the job there, they'll help pay like a certain amount for a certain amount of credits for you to get your master's, so you can always look into that too. It might take longer, but I think I might do that if possible.
Okay, this one is going into debt, and you don't have to tell us like your actual debt, but I'm just going to say some stuff about it. Okay, how much debt will you be in when you finish college? I live in Scotland, and at the end of my second year in college, I have around £9,000 in debt, which is considerably more in United States dollars. But I don't need to pay it back till I get a job and earning over. Debt is. Yeah, it's Scotland, so they have better deals than we have.
Wow.
Europe is just better at everything than the United States is in general. Anyway, oh God, don't tell people that. You had a very disturbing dream about him last night.
If he becomes president, I'm leaving.
I've already declared that if he gets president, like if he becomes president, I'm not going to move out of the country because I live here, everybody I know is here, but I'm going to go on like a good vacation around, like a month or 2 month long vacation around Europe. Because a lot of my fans are from Europe.
Maybe 4 years, because then maybe he'll be gone.
Well, no, I'm afraid that he's just going to, like, press the nuclear button and then just, like, attack Russia for some god reason, and then I'll be like, oh, well, I'm in Scotland. I guess I'm good. I'll be a sheep farmer the rest of my days.
I'm going to go live in Djibouti.
Where is Djibouti at, Casey?
I have no idea. Paige used to point it out on the map.
This is an actual place.
Yes,
where
it's a place.
It sounds like a place that she just made up.
It's 100% real.
I have to look that up
Look
later.
it up.
But yeah, debt in America is the biggest pain. It's like there's every other country in Europe pretty much is like you go free for college. Or at least the student, there's no concept of free, but when the student goes to college, they pay nothing. And it's a pain because in order to get anywhere in this country, or anywhere, you need to have a degree. You need to have this knowledge you get from college. Oh, okay, you just have to pay out an arm and a leg. All right, how am I going to do that while I'm working at fucking McDonald's, like most college kids are, or any Dollar Tree? Yeah, we actually we're slightly better. Like, here's McDonald's, bottom of the barrel. Here's where we are. You know, College Humor just did a really funny video about that. Like it's like some Zen video where it's like, how do I pay for college when I'm working at McDonald's or something?
You're going to come out with a lot of debt if you're going in the United States.
Oh yeah, no matter what you do. And I have scholarships, I have grants. My mom is a single parent, which that helps me out. I'm still living at home. I'm cutting corners everywhere. We still had to take out loans. We still had to, I had a bunch of savings bonds I cashed in. Remember, is it the grants you don't have to pay back, but scholarships you do, right? Or one of the two, I forget.
Grants, I think, are free. Scholarships, I think it depends.
Yeah, it depends on the situation there. But yeah, if you live in the United States, get ready to pay some amount of debt. My ex-girlfriend owes 50 or 60 grand from what she's doing, and she's still going to school. She's a grad student right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't think I have any.
You don't have to say how much you're throwing out, but it's a lot of money. Yeah, if you live in Europe and you get to go for free, if you like in Sweden or something, count yourself lucky because this is bullshit.